Hello and good morning. My name is Brian John, and today I will be sharing my chapel video about a time when God worked in my life. So, the time that I chose, it was last summer, and it was at a summer camp called Crossroads that I go to with my church. And then here I just accepted Christ to be into my heart, and that was pretty much my first encounter with Christ. And so, the way it worked was it was just they had the preacher, and he was just preaching to all of us. There was definitely more than 1,000 people in there. And then at the end of the service, he just had an altar call, and he just told anybody who had not accepted Christ that they should come up and then just pray. Then he would lead them in a prayer, then they could accept Christ. And I knew I needed to because I wasn't yet a Christian. And so I stepped out in courage. I mean, I was scared when I just raised my hand, then he called me down. But I still did it because I knew I needed to. And then I went down, and then I prayed. Then I knew that I was just a Christian. I just felt like that I was a Christian. And then I would go to heaven. And then so my Bible verse that relates to this is Romans 10:9 and 10. If you confess that Jesus is Lord and believe that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. For it is by our faith that we are put right with God. It is by our confession that we are saved. And then this passage really connects to my story because they both talk about how we need to confess that we are sinners and step out in faith and just accept Christ. And then so, like in my story, I confessed that Jesus is Lord, and I believe that God raised him from the dead, and now I believe I'll go to heaven. That just is pretty much what the verse is saying. And then so the catchy phrase is that we need to be saved, so in the end we won't be slaved. Yeah, that's cool. And then so the challenge is that I challenge you to step out in faith. Maybe you have like a friend or a family member who hasn't accepted Christ. I challenge you to just pray for them so you can try to just help them accept Christ, or just at least just share some type of good news with them. Thank you.